Hey guys, Jake Boley with barbin.com. Today we're going to be looking at and reviewing the Yes4All Vinyl Coated Kettlebell. Yes4All is a strength company that sells a variety of different pieces of equipment, one of them being kettlebells. This vinyl coated kettlebell is one of their most popular items, so we're going to break down the specs and the construction that make up this bell, along with the price and who could benefit. So a couple construction features to note about this kettlebell. First, the handle. The handle is 8.86 inches wide. That's a little bit wider than some of the kettlebells you'll see at this weight on the market. The height's 11.02. That's pretty consistent with other kettlebells. There might be a little bit of variance. The handle itself is a solid steel. It's a little bit smoother than some of your powder coat finishes. The outside of the kettlebell is enclosed with this blue vinyl. It's a little bit thicker, and it's like kind of a rubberish kind of texture. So if you drop the bell, it's not going to have easy damage or damage the floor for that matter. The bell itself is cast iron. There's the 50-pound mark here with the Yes4All branding. That's on both sides. And then also there's a flat bottom, but if you really look, it doesn't sit incredibly flat like some of the machine bottom finish bells. So that's something to kind of keep in mind, but it does sit relatively flat, just maybe not on some, like, let's say, rubber surfaces or if you're outdoors. All right, so now we're going to do a quick performance test on the grip of the handle. We're going to do some Russian kettlebell swings with and without chalk. So first, without chalk. Now I'll apply some chalk, see how it feels. All in all, they both perform pretty well. Obviously chalk enhanced the grip a little bit, but if you're not using chalk, I think this handle will be pretty good, especially performance-wise, and it's not going to slip too much. Okay, so price. This kettlebell comes in around $66. In terms of kettlebells at 50 pounds, or let's say 24 kilograms at 53-pound weights, this is pretty consistent across the board. 66 is a teeny bit more expensive than some of the cheaper bells we've seen, but it's definitely a little bit less than, let's say, the competition kettlebell, which is a little bit more niche. So 66 bucks for this bell. I don't think it's the worst price. It's a little bit more than maybe, let's say, your cheapest bell on the market, but it does come with some pretty good features. A couple pros that come along with this kettlebell that I found is I like the wider handle. It kind of gives you a little bit more room to grip, especially if you're newer at movements. You might want that extra wiggle room when gripping the bell. Second, I like the vinyl coated finish. It's kind of nice for dropping the bell if you do happen to drop it, or if you're, like, let's say, quickly transitioning between exercises. You're going to have less of a wear and tear on the bell, or your floor for that matter. And then lastly, it's pretty easy to see the 50-pound mark, so if you're transitioning quick or you need a heavier bell, this one would be easier for both people who are going through a workout by themselves or in a gym setting. So two potential cons I could see somebody having with this bell is I like how wide the handle is, but it is a little bit thicker than, let's say, your competition kettlebell that usually has the 33 millimeter diameter handle. It is a little bit thicker, so smaller hand athletes may want to kind of take that into consideration. And then lastly, I mentioned it in the construction, but they do have a flat bottom on this bell, but it's not the most flat I've seen on a bell. So that being said, if you're setting it down on, let's say, a rubber surface, or you're outdoors in a workout, you might want to take into consideration with a little bit extra time settling it down so it doesn't, like, let's say, roll over on you mid-workout. Okay, so now who could benefit with this kettlebell? I could see two potential niches benefiting. First, the beginner. I like the wider handle, and I think it gives a little bit of wiggle room, especially with learning new movements and kind of getting the grip for different kettlebell movements. And then second, I think gym owners could benefit, or even home gym owners, because there's the vinyl coating here. So if you, let's say, you drop it or this kettlebell accidentally, like, falls out of your hand, it's going to have less wear and tear, less durability issues. It might bounce a little bit better on the floor, especially on a hard surface. So gym owners may kind of have a peace of mind knowing that this kettlebell will damage the floor or the bell itself a little bit less if dropped. That concludes my review of the Yes4All 50-pound vinyl coated kettlebell. To read my full thoughts, visit us at barbin.com or Google Yes4All kettlebell and barbend.